Oh my god, she's a weirdo.
Hello, it is I, Fat Cow. Let's have the intro, and then we'll get on with it. Or not.
Oh my god, she's a weirdo.
Right. Bottom left corner, as always, content in addition to Foodie's content, because Foodie's content is as boring as eating that bread stuff, biscuit, tact, whatever it was called, the hard biscuit they gave people during the war, the soldiers. It was basically just flour and water baked together until it was so hard you couldn't actually bite through it, but consequently it lasted a long time, and if you wanted to try and eat it you had to dunk it in your tea. I think it was called tack, but who knows, not me currently. Anyway, t-shirt, matching eyeshadow. You can't get more whatever you want to call it than this. Did forget the lipstick though. I might apply that later. Apparently putting on makeup while doing your video at the same time is a thing, according to some people. I won't switch off the screen while I do it though. Something there I thought up this morning, so enjoy and appreciate if you can. And then there's going to be 2 other videos. Both of them are free within the public domain. They are vintage, I mean very vintage. One was from 1936, which happens to be the year of my mother's birth, and the other is from 1926. Now the first one, the cartoon, has the potential to be offensive to certain individuals because it's not exactly politically correct, let's say, but there is a warning next to it. The second video from 1926 was a silent film anyway, and is just videos of people enjoying Christmas. I hope you enjoy them. I think it's something a little bit different in the absence of other stuff. Tom and Jerry is not free into the public domain until 2036, so I couldn't use any of that stuff, which is unfortunate because that would have been nice. Anyway, Foodie is live on the couples channel, which is now called the Beezers Show, and it's been rebranded, and it's got an avatar of the cat, and the title has been changed, the header has been changed. No intro, but there again she's doing lives, so why would there be an intro? It's not like she's going to make actual pre-recorded content, is it? No. And now suddenly it's not her fault or YouTube's fault for being too picky about things and too sensitive about things and misunderstanding her entire content. No, she's gone down the Amber Lynn route, and it's now our fault for mass reporting her in the first place. Rinse, lather, repeat, ad nauseum. Anyway, don't want this video to go on for fucking ages again, so let's get on with it, shall we?
I have a therapy tomorrow. Hi, Vivian.
Didn't you say yesterday that you had a therapy tomorrow? So if yesterday the therapy was tomorrow, then surely it's today. I said that a bit quickly, but I hope you understand.
If this channel gets lost, I will just move to another platform. We're gonna go.
And as everybody is saying, how did that work out for you last time? Nobody migrated from YouTube to Twitch last time, and although you did create what is now this channel that you were on to Bannervade last time, your channel was actually struck, and therefore you had no platform. You still have this platform. You're not that I was incorrect when I referred to what you were doing as ban evading, because you're not cancelled. You're ban evading the demonetization though by being on this channel. Whether you can or not, I don't know, because I don't know who this channel is registered under. But YouTube will find out, because people have a tendency to report you, and well, you think that's the reason this is all happening anyway. I digress. But you're not behaving as you should be behaving given the circumstances, and you may face repercussions, possibly. What you're reading in the corner sounds, if you don't know, if you don't catch on very quickly what this is, it's my version of All I Want for Christmas as written by Foodie. So you can go along with the tune in your own head.
Hey, Melanie. Are you going to join the house? No.
Locale Life doesn't want her. Or they figure out she's actually really chronically desperate and will offer her pennies for doing it.
I got that one now. Shall I go on Twitch right now? So you're going to start that. Think so, Alien? What kind of work would I want to do? Hey, horsewoman.
There's not actually that much she can do, and there's even less than that she's prepared to do.
Good hand, yeah. Hey, Nazarene. You and Win should start a podcast. Yeah. Good hand, yeah.
Private Dancer said there are tons of rumours floating around about what you can or cannot do. Do you? If you want to eat, eat, but I don't advise it.
Hey, Strokes.
She's ignoring any questions asking her about Salat.
Yeah, you go. The Foodie Beauty channel. Yeah.
No acknowledgement whatsoever of all the sounds of sirens and things in the background. Doesn't happen. Same reaction as the call to prayer. Just focused on herself.
Okay, Mini, a lot.
Nezreen Nasra said the plan now is to marry into money. Strawberries and Cream said, can you reach out to Noor or Salah's family to maybe help you make ends meet for a bit? She's going to reply to that.
Strawberries, I was helping Noor. We were helping them.
Basically, no. No, I was giving them money. They're not in a position to help me. And they wouldn't anyway. Because that's not how you romance scam. When the person who's being scammed can no longer finance the scam, you're not going to financially help them in return. It doesn't work like that.
Like, what? The BMI police?
Pause on Crisco window said, strawberries, are you serious? Come on. I mean, actually, it's a fair question under a normal circumstance. If it was a legitimate relationship, can't your significant other's family help you in the interim? It is actually a perfectly reasonable question if the circumstances were perfectly reasonable and normal.
Imagine I roll? Like, are you... Ooh.
Live in Iroh said, ask the poor Syrians to pay your Canadian rent. Ha 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 ha. Oh, how condescending.
What is that?
Larry Mondell says, why do you still turn the camera off whenever you get off the couch? We already saw where you live. Yes, you have seen where she lives, but you haven't seen how difficult she finds it to physically get off the couch and all the movement involved in doing that the slimming filters can't keep up with. So you'd see what she really is like, both physically in terms of movement and physically in terms of girth, and that's why she switches the camera off. Tuzzy Dawn said maybe you should get a job. She's about to reply.
Maybe get a job. Maybe that's what I had. Like, coming online, entertaining you people in one way or another. Whether you're laughing at me, laughing with me.
Okay. YouTube was your job. Still is. You're just not getting paid for it. But you are, because you're on this channel. However, you didn't take your job very seriously. You were hardly a professional. You didn't adhere by the company's rules. You flagrantly flaunted their rules in their face, in fact, saying, ha ha, suck on this, sit and spin YouTube. Which, quite frankly, if this is your only source of income, is a bit misguided. Dare we say even foolish to do. Anyway, So Bossman Jack sent $5. Hey Foodie, I hope your savings can cover your rent until you get back on your feet. Sorry I don't have PayPal, but we support you. Can Pete's move in? Oh, okay, so Foodie's fucked. Not literally, and not in a good way. So let's take advantage of Pete's. Great suggestion. Hello, Pebbles. And savings? Savings? Really? You think she's got savings? You're joking, right?
And when it's taken away just like that, like 3 days ago, you expect me to have a full ass career?
It wasn't taken away just like that. You had plenty of notice and plenty of warnings. It's not their fault. You, which you openly admitted, very rarely read the emails that YouTube send you. Willful ignorance is not a thing that you can use in defence of anything.
Bossman, hi Foodie, we hope your savings can cover your rent until you get back on your feet. We support you.
Casey, something or other, said maybe you didn't take your job seriously, and yes, absolutely. There's no maybe about it.
Thank you, Bossman Jack. No, don't worry about it, it's fine.
Jules Johnson says, well, you lost your job, so time to get another one.
Thank you.
Petty girl, who has disappeared as I was about to read it out. So get off your lazy bum, basically, but it vanished. So the mods are doing their job.
Get off here. I'm gonna hobby. See you. Free GG. People get fired all the time. There you go.
Private Dancer says you can't give up your crown that easily. You people. You really are misguided fools. I've got a crown. Yeah, I know, I don't claim to be queen of anything, but I do have a crown. And I'm going to wear it now. Because I can. Ashley says ban all the trolls. But then nobody be watching this shit.
Is the profile picture. PG-13. PG-13. PG-13.
Somebody says, Helen Hellsbells, why is YouTube killing Girl World? Because Girl World is full of, well, the people that create the initial content to respond to the stars of Girl World are all fucking idiots. And YouTube's had enough. It's not Girl World specific, it just happens the entirety of Girl World in terms of its lead characters, its stars, its, primary characters are all narcissistic, entitled, manipulative idiots that all happen to eat huge quantities of food.
I feel like putting on a wig. You ever just get the insatiable urge to put on an ugly ass wig?
Casey said getting high and not being proactive is just going to put you in this situation in the near future. I wonder if her comment is suddenly going to go missing.
Trolls have money? Hit me up! You gotta ride this milk, right? You
We'll never know.
Right? I need every viewer I can get right now.
Reaction channels need taking down too. Reaction channels tend to react incredibly negatively to the amount of food that Foodie consumes, and thus they're not promoting self-harm behaviours. They're actually against it, and obviously against it. So reaction channels know if anybody within the sphere of Girl World beyond its principal characters were at risk, it would be archive channels. That maybe purely being archive channels, they come under archiving. Maybe archiving has its own set of rules because it's like recording history, encapsulating, a moment, preserving stuff. So maybe they're exempt from this for different reasons. So who knows? But no, not reaction channels. Possibly archive channels, but maybe they circumnavigate the rules also because they're just literally filing and categorising and cataloguing media. Counsellor, help and support you. Are you going to appeal your demonetisation? We're going to find out in a bit. She hasn't actually appealed it yet. Appealing it, as we know, thanks to Amber, means you have to create a 5-minute video, no longer, explaining and giving evidence as to why you think their decision is wrong. I don't think she can actually be bothered to do that. I get the distinct impression she knows this thing exists, but she actually can't be bothered. She just thinks, I've got another channel, I'm getting monetized here, in 3 months' time I'll send in my appeal again. But I'm pretty sure that appeal probably involves a video as well that you have to create. And there's a lot of things you have to do in the interim as well. And I legitimately believe, hand on heart, she cannot be bothered to do it. She is legitimately that fucking lazy.
Let's march at the YouTube headquarters. Wasn't there like YouTubers that went to YouTube headquarters? Synthetic air against TOS.
Again, they're asking if Pete can help you in the interim with his inheritance, which is probably doesn't exist anymore, because his inheritance was actually a pittance. It's 2 months' salary for Foodie. It's not going to make a difference to her, even if he still has it. Somebody said she looked happier today. She's less stoned than she was yesterday. I wouldn't say happier, though. Salty Ashes says you need to keep posting on Foodie Beauty and this channel both. That way in 3 months you can ask to be monetized again. The face that you're able to be here post means that you're not platform banned. You're not. You're just not getting paid for it. You're not banned anywhere. You're just not getting paid for it.
Hey, Maxine.
Ageless Beauty?
Hey, Christopher.
I don't know why he won't join the LCU, because she has...
They still upset you?
Oh, I don't know.
Well,
they hurt her feelings.
Yeah.
They didn't speak favourably. They weren't a hug
like,
box.
7 years of being on YouTube and always being perplexed by their like...
If you'd bothered to read and tried to understand, there's nothing perplexing about it. It's very, very clear what the rules regarding this are.
The rules, when they choose to enforce them, when they change them.
You just don't keep up. And content creators in Girl World made videos saying the rules have changed and that you and Amber were at risk from the new changes years ago.
Yeah, obviously.
Eileen, and those 7 years, no savings, no diversification, no skill gains, no connection made.
That's not true, I mean.
Oh.
You're wrong.
Oh, apparently Elaine's wrong.
I've met a lot of people, well, not a lot of people.
Yeah, but you've got no friends. I've met a lot of people in the last 7 years, but I haven't befriended any of them. One or two. No skills, except for panhandling. No savings, especially during the Crackhead Olympic times. 20,000 a month, and you actually legitimately have nothing to show for it apart from one dress that you still have.
I know people, yeah, I said. We've been on a lot of adventures in 7 years. Are you crazy? Like, why are you even here complaining and whining and crying? I mean, if there was nothing, did you waste your life too watching nothing?
Somebody did point out you can eat all you want before you go live. Time to come up with content.
I guess you did. You can't make money on TikTok in Canada. No, post on both channels. Yeah, just like posting for...
Also, I doubt if she'd be able to make money on TikTok. She's not exactly TikTok material. Unless she goes under the bracket of Donut Mum, which you may have seen via Mr. Snowflake, and be so vehemently hated that your hate watched it there. There you go. Pity she's in Canada then, if that's the case. She would have been famous.
Nothing. You know? I explained why I didn't take action, because I didn't understand, like, I didn't get a lot of notice from YouTube, like, I wasn't getting...
28 months ago, the laws changed. They have, in those 28 months, demonetized many of your videos. That's their warning. That is their warning that your content is against terms of service. And I think that's very kind of them to just demonetize a video now and then and not do this that they're doing now sooner. You had plenty of time, plenty of warning.
Like, things taken down left and right, like the other channels, I guess. And so I started proactively taking down videos. I did. And then they reviewed a mukbang that they took.
You didn't take down videos, you privated everything so Salah couldn't see your shady history.
Down and they reinstated it, so I'm confused. Like, this is pure confusion, like, on YouTube part. Like, Yeah. Yeah.
If you don't remove the problematic comment from your main account, then they will deny your appeal for not trying to obey the rules. However, if you remove the content before you've made this initial appeal because you haven't done it yet, they will reject you outright because you're not allowed to remove your content prior to this appeal, because it's regarding current content, even if it's historic. However, when you make the appeal in 3 months' time, you have to have made significant changes to your content and your channel, including removing all offended material. And if you don't do that, they're just not going to reinstate your monetization. In fact, if you'd continue to make content against the TOS, they could actually remove your channel in its entirety.
Whatever. If I get booted off YouTube, it will be the dumbest thing ever. And if it happens, I'll just go to
No, it wouldn't be dumb on YouTube's behalf, not the slightest. You are not even a blip to them. This all happened robotically by AI. They literally sent in some little roboty, nanobotty things, not literally, but you know what I mean, to look for key words that you said. They went through the audio, these little roboty things, and they went through the transcript script, the little roboty things. They went through your hashtag tags, and they decided there was too many things within what you said or what you wrote or what you did that was against terms of service. A human being hasn't looked at any of that stuff, apart from the one thing you appealed. So a robot, or several robots, decided your stuff was against terms of service. So YouTube didn't make the decision, a nanobot thingy-majiggy did it on their behalf. You were mass reported, yes, but that isn't the reason you've been demonetized. If you were mass reported and all your content had fallen within the terms of service, there would have been nothing to demonetize you for, regardless of how many people reported you. The mass reporting, at best, made YouTube automatically, with little AI, investigate you sooner though. That's it. That's all it did, was just expedite the inevitable. But it was going to happen anyway, because 90% of your content is in violation. It doesn't matter if you're mass reported. The nanobots would have found out eventually, and I know it's not actual nanobots. They don't have little microscopic things actually physically sent into, somebody's server to find out stuff. I just like the word nanobots, and the imagery is quite amusing.
on the platform, and whatever, I'll deal with it. Like, I'm just leaving these things, dealing with them as they come, these issues,
So you're just avoiding the inevitable. I'm not going to do anything until I have absolutely no choice, which will be March. And then I will do absolutely the bare fucking minimum. If that, I might just say, refund me, monetize me, I'm fucking awesome, and you guys are fucking idiots. Not a very good argument, but probably the one that she'll put forward.
What do you mean, nauseum? Neil. I'm living in the know.
You literally have forever lived in the now. Absolutely live minute by minute. Which is quite frankly the most ludicrous thing I've ever heard in my life. I don't entirely live in the now because you're holding on to a lot of things from the past. But your concept of preparing for the future or thinking about the future literally doesn't exist.
I mean, I'm living in the know. Yes, I'm feeling it, Tracy.
Oh, she's not going to make that fucking 5-minute video. She has no coherent thought. She has no actual argument because she thinks they're wrong. And she's going to tell them they're wrong. She's not going to grovel. And I would expect a certain degree of grovelling would be needed if you're not able to coherently put an actual, legitimate, genuine, well thought out or eloquent argument in place. Then grovelling is your next option, and she wouldn't grovel, and she can't do option A, which is a very adult process in a professional manner, articulately put with evidence, bullet points and everything. the best Foodie could do is hope, she's speaking to a human being, hope that human being is male and offer to suck their dick.
I can't stand it, like, whatever. You can do a string here.
Maxine Beauty said it's because of the lawsuit saying kids and teens are learning bad habits or some crap. They shouldn't let mukbang channels on YouTube if they're picking and choosing. It's not right. They're getting round to it. They're getting round to it. Just be fucking patient.
And build the Twitch. Real strange. I only have my phone.
I hate the menopause.
So. We need big girl panties and support yourself.
The fact somebody told her to put on a big girl panties and support yourself is hilarious. There are no other type of panties this individual could wear. Actually, that's not true. There is some speculation currently going around, given the live that we saw pre-demonetisation where she was cooking the eggs, that given the shape of that region, diapers is probably more likely. It's speculation, obviously. Past a certain point of girth, your bum tends to become one homogeneous lump. Anyway, but big girl panties, diapers, what's the difference in this case?
I've been supporting myself with YouTube for 7 years. And you're going to tell me that it's not been a job? Bubbles and Chic, welcome to VIP's Club. Welcome, thank you, welcome to VIP's Club. Which is stricter? For some things, I think so, yeah.
Twitch is stricter when it comes to being obviously inebriated, intoxicated, or impaired by any known substance. So you wouldn't last a second.
Okay, Jamie, that's nice.
Pondoos something you can apply it anywhere. I worked at a pizza place with £400 dude and they let him sit in a chair and sat pizzas the whole day every day, just saying it doesn't matter, she's too fucking lazy. She does not want a regular job. She wants the easiest way possible, the lowest effort way possible to be given money. At this point, not even an escort or professional lady of intimate activities would even suit her, because that requires physical effort. She's too tired for that shit. She wants to be able to lay on her side on her sofa and just exist, and people throw money at her like she's some sort of exhibit in a museum. You're not the Venus de Milo, you're not the Mona Lisa, and you're not David, the statue of. You're no work of art, Foodie. Ironically, this crown hurts. I don't lay claim to it anyway, but that was kind of pinching my head. Can Salah pay your bills? He's a successful business owner. That's Tizzy Dawn. Is that going to disappear?
Okay, I'll check it out after. Witchy, welcome to VIP's Club. Welcome. Thank you for joining. Thank you. Okay, Tizzy, goodbye. See ya.
Tizzy did disappear.
Still working on Salah.
The one that said, shouldn't Salah be helping? He's a successful businessman. Don't mention Salah in the chat currently. It's a particularly touchy subject, oddly enough. It wasn't touchy yesterday, though, was it? Not when Salah was around. Has he gone missing? Has he gone missing? Well, as you all know, because it's all over the fucking internet, Foodie disappears for a good chunk of time during this live and then comes back unveiled, which is kind of an indication that Salah has left the picture, or Salah's not cooperating in a manner that Foodie seems appropriate and she's punishing him. Salah's return will probably be announced indirectly by the return of the veil. How long do I give it? Less than a week. The veil will be back in less than a week. Unless Salah has legitimately fucked off. Which is definitely a possibility. Because she currently... I've just had an epiphany. Oh! Okay, listen up, folks. In order to apply for your spouse to come to Canada, you have to provide 3 years of statements showing that you earned money past a certain amount, £45,000 a year, well, dollars a year, and showed you paid your taxes. She's going to have 3 months of not meeting that requirement, and therefore she doesn't qualify as a sponsor for Canada anymore. So if he was waiting for her to process the immigration papers, he probably now realises she no longer qualifies as a sponsor. So there's no point him being around anymore, even to string her along. You not only got fucking demonetised, foodie, you lost your ability to sponsor your spouse. You need 3 years of consistent evidence. So if you got monetised again in March, you've got to do the 3 years again from scratch. Ah! That's poetic. Why didn't nobody else think of that? I'm a fucking genius. Well, no, I'm not. Well, no, I'm not going to brag about my IQ, because IQ tests are fundamentally flawed, because they were developed by middle-aged white men to test the academic intelligence of middle-aged white men, and they are constructed in that way and use very specific language that means only middle-aged white men are more likely to excel at IQ tests, and therefore IQ tests are somewhat arbitrary.
And, I don't get...
The magnitude of what I've just realised is setting in. Foodie no longer qualifies as a sponsor in Canada. Joy to the world, da 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 da. Christmas has come fucking early. Yule. The older gods, the elder gods, oh wow. Yes, I am enjoying this, I'm revelling in it, I am celebrating this development, I am tickled absolutely fucking pink. It's poetry. Karma is a bitch. She can take her time, but she's a bitch. Oh, sit and spin, foodie.
Are you making fun of them for being poor? For having a business that wasn't Prada? I don't understand what your point is, so just get out of here. I'm just tired of all you leave me the fuck alone.
Don't tell people to leave you alone. You need all the people's haters or not, currently. To eat. To exist. To be under a roof. You've lost your husband. He's gone. Oh. Sometimes, even unlucky people get something that, brings them joy. What a fantastic end to a particularly shit year.
Thank you, Witchy. No. So, what is it? He can help me? Or it's not his responsibility to help?
On a technicality, it's his responsibility to help. But he's not, is he, darling? He's not even answering your calls, is he, at the moment, sweetheart? Oh, cutie. Has your soulmate fucked off now you can't sponsor him? Is he gone bye-bye? Is he just, poof, vanished?
Which one is it?
Not his responsibility. You're not even supposed to be on this channel asking for money. You're going to get taken off. This shall pass, girl. Stay. Leave Salah out of it, people. Oh my god. That's teardrop.
Thank you, scary dog. With this, all the big girls got demonetized. Why? Because YouTube is basically insane and inconsistent, and people mass report us. That's why.
Yeah. Mass reporting had very little to do with it. It just directed focus to what was inevitably going to be discovered by AI. You're a victim of the robot uprising, Foodie. You're no Sarah Connor. No. But yeah, blame the robots. Alfalfa says, if you are still married, he is required to help you, so it's good he never handed over the divorce papers, right? That's going to disappear.
Social media is a job.
Now, somebody said the kitten doesn't deserve this. I hope she gets taken care of, but perhaps you and ALI need to wake up to this life of ridiculousness. Foodie is then going to say, if you cared about the cat, you wouldn't have gotten me demonetised in the first place. Are you stupid? And then we'll start going, you have to send this poor cat some money. If you feel sorry for the cat. Tiny violin. We felt sorry for the cat from the get-go because you're its current owner. If you consider your diminished circumstances and your diminished quality of living a reason for the cat to suffer, you're no pet owner. Anybody that's gone through a hard time financially still finds a way to feed their cat. Usually to the expense of themselves. They still find a way. Your cat's circumstances, your pet's circumstances don't get worse just because you're having a bit of a crisis. You might make a few economies food-wise, but they don't get fed less. You still have to feed them. It's your responsibility to make cuts for yourself. As Goose Chuck said, hello Goose Chuck, yesterday on her live, when she was demonetised, she had to make significant amounts of financial cuts in order to continue feeding her animals. She suffered, she struggled so that her animals still were fed adequately. Because that's what responsible pet owners do in the face of financial adversity. You know, demonetised because of you. What goes around comes around, and karma always throws back at you what you've done to others.
People are being so close-minded. Yeah, it is. Boss man. Oh, boss man.
No people involved. Robots. It's robots, you fucking idiot.
And welcome to VIP's Club. Thank you. I need to change that VIPs. Do you think that's a stupid name?
Somebody says, can you take us on a walk? And her answer will be, no.
You know? The kitten doesn't deserve it. Can you take us on a walk? No. Sneakerhead, hello? There has to be a reason. No.
Yeah, the reason is, you're an idiot, and you did something stupid.
Say whatever. They say I'm violating the self-harm policy. So...
You should make it Patreon of the farts. She doesn't qualify for Patreon anymore. She had a Patreon and it was cancelled because of things she was doing. They will not allow her to make another Patreon.
I think. Over 50,000 have been AI. What has been AI?
Yeah, it's AI. AI is flagging videos. AI, if it flags enough videos in your content, you get demonetised. It's AI. There's no fucking actual physical human beings, ouch, involved. Until you actually can be asked to appeal. And then a human being will have a look. Currently, no human being has had a look at your channel apart from that one video. And because you're so fucking lazy, AI's winning.
Hello? I haven't declined in health over the years.
Fuck off. She's going to say, there was at one time I needed a walker. And why did you need a walker at that one time? Was it because you'd had major surgery? And that was why you were using a walker, nothing to do with your health at the time? Huh? You used a walker because you just had a hysterectomy. I believe. Or, well no, I think, yeah. something to do with that, or something to do with your back. But your health, we hear your breathing when you put on your coat yesterday. We saw your shadow when you were walking yesterday, and how you have to waddle to get your legs around your descending fupas. Your foot is now splayed outwards. Your diabetes is worse than it was a few years ago. Your breathing is worse than it was a few years ago. You're at least 100 pounds heavier than you were a few years ago. You've lost more hair. Your skin's worse. Your teeth are worse. Your mental health is worse. Your ability to cope with things is worse. The duration for how long you can walk is worse. Your mobility is worse. You have more trouble getting up off things. You have more trouble sitting down on things. Shall I go on?
It's pretty much been the same.
Nope.
Like,
Not at all.
that's stupid.
It's not stupid. Not at all.
And they're not doctors. They can't say it's because I'm eating a meal. I have to eat. So they're not scientists. They can't say, oh, it's because of this meal that you got once you got diabetes.
No. Who said that? Who exactly said that? It's not one meal suddenly gives you diabetes. When I'm in the particular frame of mind that I was talking about yesterday, when I fail to stop myself from whinging or cringing, or something that rhymes with both, I can eat a huge quantity of sugar in a matter of hours, and that one huge quantity of sugar is not suddenly going to turn me diabetic. Like tomorrow. Ta-da! Diabetes! No. Incidentally, humble brag here, I've been in the hospital quite a few times this year. Every time I got tested, I wasn't even pre-diabetic. So there you go.
Stupid shit.
Oh, I am recording, cool.
But saying that fat people can't eat is discrimination. Stupid.
They never said that. And I'm going to put up some pictures at some point to emphasise your particular issue that led you down this path. And all of it was during the Middle Eastern veiled era, so you can't say it was historic and in the past, years ago. It's all rather current.
No, dear, I haven't. And also, 7 years is, and it's not because of mukbangs that I've declined, because I don't even do them every single day. How are you going to keep hungry fat chick? How unofficial?
Stop using hungry fat chick as a benchmark or an example. It's going to happen for her. She hasn't been mass reported though, because people don't hate her. So attention hasn't been drawn to her to the same degree, and therefore the little robots have focused on you and Amber and Rosie, because people hate them and have reported them. It's just expedited the inevitable. The hungry fat chick is coming. It is going to happen. Yeah, it's just the robots were busy looking at you guys because attention was drawn to you.
Official doctor diagnosis or re-diagnosis, vanilla. Why are we even here? Get out of here.
Private Dancer says, Chantal, I know you've always had weight issues, but I see a decline. Yes, I agree, even fat people have to eat.
What was I saying?
Curious said, foodie you can eat offline. People have to use the toilet, but YT doesn't want to see that, do they? And she's going to say something ridiculous in a minute.
You can eat offline, but why can't a human being eat? So you're saying that eating and shitting is the same thing? You can use the toilet offline?
No, that's not what they're saying. They're proving a point that some things you don't have to show, and some things are not encouraged to show. You are incredibly intellectually compromised.
I wasn't healthier.
Yeah, she just said I wasn't healthier, which means you... Oh, she's even confusing me. You were healthier. You were unhealthy, but you were healthier.
Like, look back at my early videos. I was younger, number one, and I had health issues that were not even related to anything. And yes, I did have what they demonetized me for, but they changed the policy where it's like they've allowed people to make millions and millions off of mukbangs, And my channel...
It wasn't an instantaneous thing when the law was changed 28 months ago. It takes time to make the changes, and the law allows you the time to make the changes, but that time allowance that was given to all media to make the changes is running out. And if YouTube and the various other platforms don't fix it, they will be penalised, which is why everything's snowballing and the domino effect. The grace period they were given to fix anything that was contrary to the law that was made 28 months ago is ending very soon, and that's why everything seems to be happening all at once. YouTube gave people notice, they gave people warnings, they punished them minutely in order to show them their content was against terms of service, and those who haven't made the necessary changes in the time are now being penalised, such as yourself. But it's snowballing now because the grace period that the law change gave to all the media platforms is running out.
At the beginning, I did more outrageous mukbangs, but still not mukbang level. I mean, nowadays, I just order dinner at the most things, or do a video like reviewing a meal.
This is where I'm going to put up lots of pictures of the meals, and the reason I'm doing this is so that when I go to editing, I know this is the point. I wanted to put up all the pictures of Foodie Beauty's meals.
It don't like do much, you know? I used to dance.
Barely.
Well, you know what? Because I was under the impression that I was allowed to share my experiences with it. Why the heck not? I'm not glorifying anything.
This is the cartoon from 1936. There is some things in there that could be considered offensive. Little things, very, very little things. I mean, in terms of the size, not little as in terms of the context. So be warned. Obviously, 1936 wasn't a particularly progressive period in history. But this is in the public domain. You can watch it with its snazzy music, should you want to, on a channel called Public Domain, oddly enough, which only has 4 subscribers. Don't ask how I came across it. I just did.
I know YouTube owners getting sick at this point. You know? How is my mobility going down, strawberries?
Significantly worse than it was. When you first arrived in Kuwait, there's this clip of you running after a football. Now you get winded putting on your coat.
Do you remember when I had to use the walker to go a few feet?
You just had an operation. That's why you needed the walker. You just had your stomach cut open. I've just had my stomach cut open, but significantly less. And quite frankly, it's very difficult to stand up straight when that happens to you. So I'm not surprised you needed a walker then for that particular, but that had nothing to do with your health. It had to do with something that had just happened to you. That happens to have been about your health. But still.
If you remember that then, I guess, right? Actually, it's improved.
Fuck off.
Like I said, I'm not walking. It's hard to walk because of my breathing in the freezing weather. It has nothing to do with mobility.
It's got nothing to do with the cold either. Your breathing was equally as bad before you went out.
Okay, that's nice, curious, but cracking down on what? Eating a meal?
Not a meal. A feast, a banquet. Dinner for 4. Not a meal.
Eating a meal? Yes, remember the parts in the zoo? Yeah. The quantities of unhealthy food that you do. What's unhealthy to you just because it's rice doesn't mean it's unhealthy. Like,
the quantities, darling. The quantities.
in an objective sense. That's the problem. Hey, I thought this was supposed to be a party. It is a party! Nina! Thank you, Nina! Thank you.
It's a party for me. It's a party for a lot of people in Girl World currently.
So, boss man, sure you've only eaten like 2 slices, 2 bites on you, and then save this for later multiple times. And how are they going to judge how much a fat person should eat? Like, it's just weird. I don't know.
They're judging all people the same in terms of how much is an acceptable amount to eat online. If you are skinny and ate that amount, you will be punished by the bots eventually.
Food sponsored. So what? Like, it's a meal. It's a meal.
It's not a meal, it's not a meal, it's not a meal. It's a fucking all-you-can-eat buffet. It's a banquet. It's more food in one sitting than I eat in probably 4 days. Possibly more. I'm not joking here. This fat cow, who is without question 25 kilos overweight still, eats less food than you doing one go your meal in 4 or 5 days. 4 or 5 days. 4 or 5 days. Do you know what I have for breakfast every morning since my gallbladder thing's been removed and I got over the initial shock? I have a singular tub of low-fat plain cottage cheese and a very large apple. That's my meal for breakfast. For lunch, I have a tin of soup, a protein yoghurt, and a very large apple. And that's my meal for lunch. And depending on how I feel, I'll either have a tin of soup, a protein yoghurt, and a large apple for dinner as my meal, or if I'm feeling extravagant, 4 prawn bower buns, steamed, a protein yoghurt, and a large apple. Those are my meals as a person who is medically obese, who's trying to lose weight, by the way.
I'm not sitting there with a whole table of food. So
actually, you are sitting there with a whole table of food. It's just squished together on a smaller table. If it was served out in 4 place settings, it would still fulfill the requirement of being enough for 4 people.
Yeah.
Plus, there's the bonus stuff and the things you keep under the table, and the things you ate prior to you coming on live, and things you eat immediately after going off live.
Right, I think that Mahi intentionally set you up for this. Oh, maybe Tata. I don't want to accuse her, but she was being nice, so whatever. If it's demonetized for that reason, that's stupid anyways.
No, it's not stupid at all. As I explained yesterday, as a person who has issues for the last 39 years with consuming food products excessively on occasion, when my brain decides that's what it wants to do, your content in terms of your eating can be particularly triggering to those who are vulnerable. And that's the entire argument as to why you, Amberlynn Reid, Rosie, has been demonetised. Your content is potentially triggering to individuals who participate in whinging, cringing, things that rhyme with those words, disorders, and thus come under the new umbrella, new as in since 28 months ago, but new as in coming under the guidelines of what you can be reported as a self-harm. You can trigger people to engage in an activity around food and the excessive consumption of food that can harm the individual. I don't know how many ways I can explain this. You're not going to accept any explanation. It's everybody else's fucking fault for reporting you to YouTube, and YouTube's fucking fault for listening to them.
That is really stupid, actually. Loger, read my comment. It's stupid that people can't talk about their experience with it. It's not glorifying anything.
Jessica Leonard, unfortunately, what you do all day is destructive to yourself. I hope you can see that one day. Steps and mobility are so important. 10,000 steps a day. Start smaller. I wonder. Oh, and just above, Monk Lady, Salah was supporting you before. He'll support you again. He's gone. He's lost his sponsor to Canada. Foodie can no longer sponsor Salah. She financially cannot sponsor Salah. He's gone. I can almost guarantee it.
You know, I did an appeal when it first happened. I freaked out and submitted an appeal, but I still see submit appeal, and it's talking about submitting a video, so I think I have to do a video.
So you didn't actually appeal, did you? You just did what you always do when a video gets demonetised, and thought that would cover an entire channel being demonetised? You are willfully incompetent, aren't you? You think your pretty privilege is going to work, and you're just going to bash what's left of your eyelashes at somebody, and again hope that you speak to an actual human being, that actual human being being male, and offer to suck his dick. That's your solution, isn't it?
So I'm gonna be like, here's me, YouTuber.
Which you could do now without repercussions because Salah's fucked off because you can't sponsor him.
Just normal YouTuber trying, you know? Ugh.
Stop sitting so much, it can kill you.
Sitting so much can damage your hair. What does that have to do with YouTube? If I was working at a job, I would be sitting for 8 hours instead of 2. No?
But you'd actually be significantly more mobile because you don't sit for the continuous 8 hours. You walk around and do stuff. And it's already been reported that sitting is very, very bad for your health. In other words, if you sit too much, it really expedites your eventual demise. But you've already started leaving a dent in a sofa that's less than a month old. That should tell you everything you should need to know about how sedentary your lifestyle is.
Go sit for 2 during a live stream. YouTube is not responsible. Mommy, what the heck? No, I didn't. Oh my God, I would never do that. I'm so sorry. What I've done is caused. Thank you, Mommy. I'm not accusing you. Somebody just said, oh, I bet. I said, you never know, but no, it's okay. It's alright, Mommy. I trust you. Thank you so much for your kindness. You know? You can't even talk about food? What? That is so crazy. Have you done your peel? I just explained that, bubble and cheat.
Well, every time the chat suddenly does a scrolly thing and readjusts, it's because things have been removed.
You stand when you aren't live? No. Most people sit.
Are you serious? Foodie, serious question. Are you ever going to deal with your morbid obesity? You are lying to yourself thinking that you are healthy weight. You can't even breathe. Now, I've mentioned this before, that Foodie is not morbidly obese. To be a morbidly obese person, you'd need a BMI of 40, between 40 and 49. To be super morbidly obese, might have got the numbers wrong, but definitely 40 plus. To be super morbidly obese, you need 50 plus. To be super morbidly obese, you need a BMI of 60 plus. Foodie has a BMI currently definitely 80 plus, probably closer to 95 plus. Science and medicine hasn't come up with a term for or classification for a BMI of Foodie's size. It now comes under the umbrella of morbidly obese 3. She was morbidly obese when she was 200 and something pounds, less than 250 pounds in fact. She's far beyond morbid obesity. I personally would classify Foodie's particular category of obese as apocalyptically dystopian, super morbidly obese. It's apocalyptic.
Are you ever going to deal with your morbid obesity? Like, I'm not even answering that. That's it. What is it?
The answer is no, and it doesn't matter.
It's your business, like if I do or not. Honest.
No, I'm not going to make the effort. If it requires an effort, it's not going to happen. Full stop. On anything.
Like, and it's really not even YouTube's business. Your video has to be 5 minutes, not longer. You think it's because you're fat? I think so, yeah. I think there's somebody with literally no life hammering YouTube every single day, every single hour, sending them like letters and letters and letters and letters.
All of that, which would be completely incidental and have no effect on your channel whatsoever, had your material and your content fell within the terms of service. Yeah, that's right. Had your material not broken any terms of service, it wouldn't matter if somebody was living in a tent outside the door of YouTube's main headquarters, holding placards and doing demonstrations. It wouldn't have mattered.
You know?
Boy. Right. It says you aren't allowed to use any existing accounts during suspension. You deserve demonetization at this point because you refuse to listen to anyone. This chat was for $4.99, by the way. This will become prudent soon. And she cries a lot. People have been censoring ED and binging, rhymes with cringing, whinging, since 2023. It's against terms of service to platform those topics. Unfortunately, we had a lot of videos containing those words and topics. If somebody sends you a super chat and you don't like what's said, it's very easy to not acknowledge it. But if you remove the super chat, you remove that comment that has the super chat behind it, do you lose the money that was sent? Because that would be a very hard pill for Foodie to swallow, wouldn't it? Giving back somebody's $5 immediately because they said something she didn't like, or that $10 because what they said was the actual truth. Always such a moral dilemma, isn't it? It's a rock and hard place. She says nothing.
Yeah, I'm aware of the camera, Nicole. Thank you. I don't binge on camera. That's what I'm saying.
You eat 3 to 4, possibly 5 to 6 times more than is considered normal. And whinging is classified as behaviour where you eat 3 times or more than what is considered normal in one go or over a period of time.
Like, who is YouTube to say, like, that's what's happening? See, if Eugenie is monetized, everyone's monetized, you know? Anyways, I'm just going to see what happens.
Just going to wait and see what happens. It's going to rectify itself. It's not going to make the effort. So, this is going to be it. This channel, The Beezer Show, as long as it continues being monetized, this is it, with this kind of content and this quality and this attitude. Because this requires the least amount of effort with the most reward currently. She is literally existing minute by minute. And I think she keeps going on about what I'm not allowed to eat online, what I'm not allowed to eat online. If I go out and I eat at a restaurant, am I not allowed to show it? Do I have to pause my live and say, sorry, I'll be back in half an hour, I'm eating? I think she's panicking about the not being able to eat online because she was using YouTube as a platform to satisfy her clientele in the consuming foodstuffs in exchange for financial gain. As rhymes with needers. She was making needers content on YouTube. She was using that platform because she's not allowed on OnlyFans because of Salah, but you can go back on OnlyFans now, sweetheart, because Salah's gone, because you cannot sponsor him anymore. You don't qualify as a sponsor. And so she can't even do Needers content now. And that was actually one of her better sources of income via the YouTube. You're going to have to do it on Cameo now, aren't you, darling? And that requires an effort too, eating especially for Cameo. Sorry, I shouldn't be making suggestions. Tay, the reason of you got demonetized while lots of other people talk about the same topic while being overweight is because you have an army of haters consistently dedicated to reporting you. If she hadn't spoken about it, there'd be nothing to report, and therefore nothing for YouTube to be pissy about, because you broke the terms of service. You broke the terms of service. If you hadn't, 1 million people could have reported you and it wouldn't have made any difference. Curious 1968 says, do you even know what a normal portion of food is? Every meal is a binge. Now they are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the 5th comment up from the bottom. Their avatar looks like the beach, but it probably isn't. That comment is going to disappear shortly. Oh! And it's gone! Modulators are very quick.
I was eating dinner in your own home, exactly. And what's so stupid is that you don't want me on social media. Like, what are you gonna do for content? Like, I'm really...
I think I could think of stuff to do. In fact, without you being around, I'll be able to do the things I legitimately want to start doing, like reading fucking Dracula for my other channel, but you keep getting in the way. Do you know how long it takes to prepare this shit before I can even respond to it? All these things I have to collect and put together and then export so that I can watch it as if I'm watching it for the first time, not allegedly, but in order for me to be in this corner, this content here has to play separately from my recording program. So I have to prepare all this as it's packaged with all the added bits and stuff, which takes time because I have to record them all separately first, then put all the separate things I've recorded together, and in this case it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different pieces of media together, not including the pictures I'm going to add later. So I get 5 pieces of media all recorded separately, put together in one pile, arranged thusly, then exported so that I can play it separately from my editing program to respond by being in the little corner here. I then have to edit it and export it again so I can upload it. This current format that I'm doing during Yule takes fucking hours. My other stuff where I just spoke, I could do in an hour, 2 hours tops. This takes so long. I could just fuck off for a few days so I can record myself narrating fucking Dracula. I would be incredibly grateful. Thank you.
I'm curious. Just sit and slur. Okay, bye. If you're not happy, I'll see you to the door.
Hippiester. Salah was pay in greedy insta everything. In what? In instigator? Everything? What? Whatever that word's meant to be. Salah won't do it now. He can't do it now. He has no intention of doing it now because it's of no benefit to him whatsoever. Because on this platform that has 12,000 subscribers and is only getting maximum 900 views per live on a good day, is not going to raise the money for her to prove her ability to sponsor. Bear in mind, this channel up until yesterday or the day before yesterday, because I'm getting yesterday, up until day before yesterday, because I'm behind, had one video, one live done this month, and no videos prior to that for 6 months. So this month's earnings, the earnings that are made in December, currently exist of one live a few days ago and all the lives she's done thus. Okay, she'll get no salary from this in December because there's only the pennies that were earned on the existing content on this channel. Barely anything. The minimum you have to make is $60 to get a payout, and I doubt if it even made that. This month, December, she's already started it 10 days behind. So she's lost a third of the potential money-making content on this channel for this month already. She hasn't got the same viewers, she hasn't got the same numbers, she won't be given the same rate of money per view as she did on her other channel. So the money she gets in January for what she's doing now is going to be maximum a third of what she was getting on her old channel. A third. And that's in January. 3rd week in January, in fact. Okay? And then after that, if she goes and does content every day, she'll earn maybe half of what she was earning before, which by our calculations and by what she said is her rent plus a spare $800. It's not a lot, is it? A lot of people live on that kind of money, happily. Well, not happily, but they do. They live on that kind of money. Many people live on $800, not including their bills and their food. But this woman has been living beyond her means for many years now and won't be able to deal. Anyway, hey ho.
Why can't you pay my entire life here? Living in Syria?
Touchy subject, huh? Touchy subject. I mean, I could be entirely wrong, and Salah might not fuck off, because he hasn't realised Foodie is now incapable of qualifying as his sponsor. The pay, or lack thereof, from YouTube in the next coming week is enough to destroy her ability to do that. It just takes 1 month of not earning enough money. 1 month. And she's going to have several, at least. consecutively. You need 3 years consecutive regular payments above a certain amount to qualify. Documentation of 3 consecutive, you know what I mean. Yeah.
You can't be serious. I swear people don't realize how dumb they sound.
Pot, meat, kettle.
What? Bye, Lucy. See you. Maybe no less. So YouTube is now in the business of telling people how much they can eat and what is acceptable. Yup. Okay, when did I eat a full pizza? When?
At least once a month since you started. At least once a month since you started. And that includes since you've been veiled. If you're going to argue, you don't do it anymore.
They are forever young. They're really sick.
Apparently, the majority of reaction channels are mentally ill. Actually, yes, I am. I have mental illness, let's say, is a more accurate description. I don't have any personality disorders or the such. But I've had depression and anxiety since my early 20s. So, yeah. If that's the reasons you want to use for me doing what I do, knock yourself out. I'm not ashamed. There's no skin off my nose. I'm like me and 7 people out of every 10. Big deal. Whoop-de-whoop. This one, however, though undiagnosed, in my professional academic opinion, has many disorders. Pot, kettle again.
Okay, and I have a right, as somebody who contributed to their platform for 7 years, to have an opinion on it, Debbie. If you were in my position...
You are not even an amoeba on the butt of a whale that is YouTube. You are so monumentally insignificant in the grand scheme of things to YouTube. Comparatively, if you compare yourself to the individual that has the most followers and the most views of anybody on that planet, which is currently Mr. Beast, I believe, you aren't even in the top 0.0000001% of content creators. You are assuming that YouTube view you as an entire bowl of rice, when in fact you're not even the residual dust that's left on the bottom of the packet of rice before it's cooked. You're not even a piece of the dust. You're not even a grain of the dust. You're not even a flake. You're not even a percentage of a flake of the dust that's left once the rice has been cooked at the bottom of the packet. You are the mere speck. A mere speck. You are monumentally insignificant to YouTube. I am even more insignificant to YouTube. I consider myself lucky YouTube even knows I fucking exist at all. You're nothing to them. You are nothing to them. You're not even pocket money. You are what $1... No, not even $1. 1 cent, 1 penny, half a penny even. You're half a penny to Jeff Bezos, the trillionaire. You are unnoticed by anybody or the company itself. You've just been spotted by AI, the robots. You're not even worthy of investigation by an actual fucking human being.
You would be in the same way. So get off your high horse or your high reindeer, whatever's in your picture. Okay, well, I hope that they delete all mukbangs then, Justin. I hope that they don't monetize all mukbangs then.
They probably will. They probably will. And you'd still be pissed off, and you still think it was unfair, and you still think it was personal, and you still think it was the haters' fault.
Because just because you can see that I'm obese doesn't mean that those other mukbangers gorging are not also purging after.
You use the word gorging, which is quite interesting, because you kind of applied the word gorging to yourself. Do you see what you did there? Do you see what you acknowledged? you do understand on a basic level. You just willfully have chosen not to understand.
Do you see what I mean? Like, they're assuming a lot. It's so discriminatory. It's so discriminatory. Not only that, but just like, they can do what they want. It's their business, sure. But it's still shitty because it's like, at the time, it was fun. Like, I did a channel. I wanted to try to help people going through what I went through. You know, I've never, like...
Absolutely, categorically not. You tried to monetize your drama. Tried to monetize your disorder. Tried to monetize your mental health.
With when I did mukbangs, they were not binges at all. They were not. I was just eating.
No, you weren't. That was not
welcome to the VIP club. VIP,
a meal.
Well done. Thank you so much. It's not like you've been on camera stuff about you talking about your BED. I had like maybe like a handful of videos left of me doing that, and it's been like a long time since I've ever talked about that. That's not regular content. That's like updates here and there about how I'm doing with it.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Anyways.
It's the quantities
Yeah,
of
so I'm
food.
just gonna have to, like,
Quantities
be more
of
careful, I
food.
guess. I don't know. It's stupid that you can't eat on camera like a meal. That's so stupid. Makes me like hate being on here, honestly.
Because you can't raise money making your need a content.
Because I would like to film myself. What if I want to film myself making dinner in a live stream? I can't do that.
Nope.
Do you feel like you're like this?
You can't. Me? I can do a taste test on some dates. I haven't violated any terms of service. My content 1 is completely age restricted in its entirety, and 2, I ate not even a normal amount of the food I was testing, and you guys don't even know I've done this because it's coming later. Anyway, later, to fill in the gap that is Foodie buggering off, going to the toilet and cutting her hair, I do a festive taste test. I am the biggest donut on the planet. I really am.
Really? You would love that, wouldn't you, Samira? That's what you're aiming for. No, I don't. So anyways.
What kind of content will you make if you're remonetized? Why do people like eating on camera block? I was going to read the comment about what you do is eating food for 10 or at minimum food for 5, but oddly enough it disappeared when I got to it. That wasn't even up for a second.
Nope.
It's got nothing to do with the fact she discussed her disorder
You're dense and what?
around eating. What she does,
And
the
if you
quantity
remember,
she
like-
does, can trigger people to perform an act that is detrimental to their physical and mental health.
You can talk about it in like an educational manner.
Nothing you've ever produced in your life can classify as educational. A cautionary tale, which is indirectly educational, I guess, but not in the way you're claiming.
So I was talking about it from like a personal experience. I wasn't saying glorifying it. Like you should do this. Like I don't know what they want. They're always changing. They're not consistent. It's so stupid. Yeah.
A lot of cooking channels do make food and they do eat it at the end, but they don't eat it in its entirety. They taste the various components and then comment on that and then continue to eat it in its entirety, possibly afterwards. Those who do eat it in its entirety after the cooking, it's usually a respectable amount of food. Repeat, ad nauseum until my head explodes.
Whatever.
Oh, there you go. More things disappearing.
I don't say that right. Thanks, Janky. Do I educate? Yeah. By talking about my personal experience, you don't have to be a teacher in an institution, smartass. Bye. Oh.
You never did it in a way. You monetized your disorder, you monetized your drama. I'm just going to say that. There's nothing fucking educational about you.
The cat is like sleeping on my jacket. The disclaimers before every video. No, wait, what? Yeah. I don't want you to leave me. Having someone pay for a meal so I can do what humans are programmed to do and eat is not glorifying an ED.
Quantities. It's the quantities.
You are so beyond ignorant. You don't deserve to be here.
You are so beyond ignorant, and you don't deserve to even have a fucking channel monetized or demonetized at this point. You should lose fucking everything. That's just a personal opinion, but I think you should lose everything at this point.
And you either. And you too. There's a lot of people who said they learned a lot from my personal journey. Justin, thank you very much.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that learnt what not to do from your personal journey, so you're not as inspirational as you think you are. watching Anne Boleyn and watching you has motivated a lot of people to actually lose weight or look after their health because they don't want to become like you. That's not the impact you feel you're having. You think you're an inspiration. You're not inspirational at all.
Because I wouldn't expect a non-obese young man to learn anything from the journey of a 40-year-old fat menopausal woman dealing with obesity issues. No, of course you...
Well, I'm an obese 53-year-old woman who is menopausal, and I've learnt from you that I can make a channel based on predominantly you and commenting on your psychology, that people will watch an obese 53-year-old woman talk about psychology and crap. That's what I've learned from you. I've learned from people will actually watch me and enjoy me. Not enjoy me, you know what I mean. What I'm trying to say is the only thing I've learned from Foodie is there are people on this planet who, for whatever reason, find me somewhat interesting, and that's absolutely incredibly fucking mind-blowing and incredible, and I am so fucking grateful. I'm so grateful. So yeah, okay, thank you, Foodie, for that.
Learn anything, dipshit. Thank you. We didn't learn anything from your channel. No shit. You're probably playing Fortnite while you're listening to me in the background. You're skinny, you don't know shit about anything. Of course, like, you know. How do they follow TOS LFS when they're just replaying all my content? Like, whatever. Go kiss their ass then, bye.
Teddy bear. Oh my god, I feel like this is going in circles. Just because you don't like the rules doesn't mean they're not fair. You know exactly why you were demonetised.
You have struggled with your weight. YouTube cannot pay.
Yeah, but Foodie's the exception. She's special. It shouldn't affect her because she's Foodie fucking beauty.
So they don't want, hey, here, so they don't want to pay for people's health journeys, or they don't want to pay, so don't talk.
What fucking health journey have you been on? You've been on an anti-health journey, the same as Anne Boleyn. You have failed to improve anything about your life at all, in fact, since you started your channel. It's been downhill, just continuously downhill, which granted is still a direction, so can be termed a journey, and it was a health journey, but it wasn't a health improvement journey, it was a health demolition journey. So yeah, I guess technically it's a health journey. I mean, some people are lucky. Bad luck is still luck, after all.
About weight whatsoever, but that wasn't a rule when I was talking about that, like a long time ago. You know, that's bullshit.
It's a rule now, though. It's a rule now, and when the rule changed, you should have removed everything that was against the rule, whether historically or not.
You know, if nobody was reporting my channel, that they wouldn't notice.
Of course they... I'm arguing with an image on screen. Calm down, fat cow. Calm down.
They wouldn't try to contrive the rule. You know what I mean? Like, somebody's sitting there, behind the scenes, all of the freaking people reporting over and over and over.
Do you know what? This is going to repeat ad nauseum. Forever and ever and ever. I'm going to start skipping bits because it's just same old. Oh, hello. About to appear is the film from 1926, a silent film. We could all focus on that instead, can't we? And then there's my bit when I review something that I hadn't told you guys about. It was meant to be a surprise. And then there is, which everybody already knows because it's been all over social media, the unveiling of Foodie. And I have a few things I want to say about that, and then I'm just going to bugger off. And given it's Friday, now I was doing 21 days of Yule, which was I was going to try and attempt to do 21 days in succession, but this content is going to just repeat over the weekend. So if something monumental is said that's different, I will make a short video. If she's just regurgitating the same thing, I might skip it. And you're going to have to forgive me for that. I failed in my mission of doing 21 days of Yule, but you see what I'm working with here. But in its absence, I will start recording Dracula. And that will pop up. So yeah, 21 days in succession, just not all on this channel. It's a technicality of still doing it. If you can hear that in the background, it's a wood pigeon, and it roosts on my roof, and it sits on my chimney, which is not used, and so it sits there and just sings. And if you can't hear it, you'll have no idea whatsoever what I'm talking about. But if you do hear it, it's a wood pigeon. If not, ignore me. Pretend I didn't say anything. A Merry Christmas to All, 1926.
Yeah, awesome.
It's a silent
I'm
film.
tired of you people. Seriously.
Had very dramatic music, but it's a silent
They
film.
literally get rid of the wrong people. Idiots. Yeah. No, well, I'm not. I'm not kissing anyone. I don't care. This is ridiculous.
Oppositional defiance disorder will be the literal death of this channel.
I'll deal with stuff.
No, you won't.
Oh, I'm really done. Thank you. Yeah, you can't make dinner. I'm not gonna make dinner. Are you crazy? That's what I'm saying. Like, is it? Oh.
See, the thing is, beyond food, she has no idea what to do for content at all. Food and ceiling. She has no creativity whatsoever. What's ARRS in terms of currency? Anyway, as I was saying, she has legitimately the least amount of creativity I have ever seen in an individual in my whole entire life. And beyond eating, she literally has no idea what else she can do, because she can eat at home. She can talk at home, but nobody seems to be liking it. And everything else requires making an effort. And as we've already established, making an effort is absolutely the last thing foodie wants to do. Now I'm looking up what ARS is as a currency, and what 100 ARS is in currency I can understand. Ooh. Argentine peso. So 100 Argentine peso, which looks really promising, is the equivalent to, wait for it, 5 pence in British money. So in Canadian dollars, to Canadian, that person has just given her 0.096 of a Canadian dollar. I bet she thinks it's something significantly better than that. That's fucking hilarious. That's fucking hilarious. Oh, I like this person.
It might have been, practice lava rock. Rosie was celebrating you got demonetized on her live stream. Apparently she had someone to celebrate
5p.
They seemed very close. I thought they did.
5p.
Thanks for the super chat. Are they demonetizing skinny McDonald's? Right.
I wonder what it is in American dollars.
Like, can I not just like make a freaking thing of eggs or something? Only vegetables and water. I know.
Okay. It's 7 cents. That person's just donated 7 cents. Oh, I do like them. Cactus, whatever you're called, you're my hero in this video.
That's great. Well, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna go and just delete all of my old content, or I don't know. Oh, I can't do that now. Yeah, I have to wait. I don't think my content's like that bad. Come on. Somebody comes to my...
Courtney something or other said, I'm a fat girl and I can't eat on cam knowing there's some dude jerking it somewhere over it. Hard pass. Foodie isn't exactly unaware of this fact.
Channel, they don't see, oh, look, it's you know.
Sharon says, if somebody just sent me 100, I'd be super appreciative. No excitement at all. Sad. No, somebody just sent Foodie 7 cents or 5p sterling, or I can't even remember how many Canadian pennies or whatever it is. She knows not to be excited because she saw it wasn't a currency that she found exciting, but she doesn't know exactly how little was donated.
It wasn't $100, Sheriff.
She knows it wasn't $100 though.
Maybe I have to rebrand completely, I guess. Like just...
I thought the Veil was rebranding and the Middle Eastern Arc was rebranding. I thought you'd already rebranded. Poppet.
Delete all the old stuff. Oh no, I don't want to delete it.
You're gonna have to.
Right, what Tava said. There are plenty. Right, exactly, Tava. Well, because it's gonna be gone forever if I delete it. Delete it.
You ate a jar of marshmallow fluff with your hands. Yeah, but that was before she veiled.
Hey, Vanessa. Look at Larry.
Somebody says reaction channel content about you is a lot worse, 100 times worse. Those people are foul, hateful, anger excites them, being triggered is the goal. They're pathetic. Guilty?
So then deleting it.
Santa!
Melissa.
Nope, she does not get paid in December.
Aliens.
I'm still renting the car later this month. I don't think so. Tosha says you may not like garlic bread, but he got demonetised and did the work so that he had a favourable outcome to get the monetisation back. Roll up your sleeves, it's not impossible. But it's uncomfortable, it requires an effort, and it means Foodie has to do something. So it might as well be impossible.
I cannot believe this.
Oh, it disappeared.
Hey, Black Poison.
Yeah, you don't talk about garlic bread favourably in this chat.
Things have changed. Yeah, it takes none of its bullying. TOS. Those were the rules for how long? Where they were supposed to enforce not targeting one individual for harassment. They don't do any of that shit. That's what I'm saying. They're very inconsistent with their rules. Yeah, they do love bullies. Yeah.
Your definition of bullying and YouTube's definition of bullying in terms of service are quite different. Hello? Yep, microphone's still on.
Anyway. Yeah. Can we still push these?
So at this point, I thought the chat had just stopped. There was a glitch. Because she was still talking, but nothing was moving. But she was still getting hearts, so I guess nobody was just saying anything at this point. I mean, it's much like me replying ad nauseum to a same. You know, you get high before you get on camera. You go to your avatar when you perpetuate that high. You are high on camera, though. You just don't get high on camera. Big difference.
I'm sitting here, just relaxing, talking to you guys, which a lot or the majority of live streamers do, is sit and talk. That's what I want to do. Like, I've never climbed a mountain for you guys. Actually, I've rolled down a hill for you guys, so I don't know what else.
Alright, Miss Content Creator. Well, I've sat on span on, whatever those things are called, at the park that make you dizzy. So, brownie points for me there.
Yeah.
What are they called?
Also, what comment?
Merry-go-rounds? No. I don't know why doing the finger action will make me remember the word.
No.
Oh, look, he's
people get
feeding his reindeer.
Yeah.
It's great.
You should delete your videos and work on your review tonight.
I think there is a glitch and it's not moving. Because she's replying to stuff and nothing's coming up. Not that it makes any fucking difference, really. Really doesn't. If it was a glitch at her end, she would have said something though.
Yeah, some of them celebrated like.
It's not my glitch. It's the glitch of the people I recorded from, which was Kirsty Stay stuff. Stuff Kirsty said on YouTube, which is primarily my source of foodie archiving. You also get to see it real time as it happens.
Cool, what do you got? Gallbladder pain? Can you roll uphill for us?
I don't have one anymore. Still have pain though. But it's still only been a month.
Okay, first thing tomorrow, Luke. Hey, Great Circle VIP, welcome. Thank you, welcome. Thank you. You can't stop. So is eating. Look how many doctors I've been to, like in Kuwait and everything. Some of them said to eat, remember the 2 palms of rice? Which is...
It was a palmful of rice up to there. But you made it 2 palmfuls for your convenience. But you are recorded and documented saying it was a palmful of rice. We all know this. I'm just regurgitating foodie beauty law that we already knew. But, oh, that face. Oh, those eyeballs. No, she's definitely not under the influence of something, guys. Definitely not.
Sugar. One doctor I've been to wanted me to go on just like just protein, like just low carb, high protein, which affect your kidneys. One doctor said, like, how can they determine that? Like, what I should be eating? Oh, it's another one, you know. They don't know what I eat for the rest of the day. I don't know. But yeah, anyway. So I get it. Like, I get it, but I don't. I think that we should be able to eat. I hope so.
Nope, sorry. Your needer content is not going to happen. We've lost that avenue for revenue as well, except some cameos.
You don't realize how scary some of these haters are. Psychotic, I'm telling you.
Oh, my stomach's rumbling.
Like the logic is dumb. If Eugenie
Right.
is monetized.
So that's the Christmassy clip. So I'm going to skip forward to... See, I'm skipping forward on my own content that I pre-prepared because it's that boring.
Follow me to the bathroom, please. Mom is not going to be able to... Oh, okay, there we go. Get out of the couch. Hold on. I'll get that super chat in a minute.
Hello, 'tis I, Fat Cow. It is at this point that Foodie goes to the bathroom and is offline. Well, not offline, but not available for a large chunk of time. So instead of just deleting it altogether, I thought, in the interim, to fill up the space, I would do a festive taste test, low-fat version, for reasons most of you would understand. Now, it's very difficult to find festive treats that are low in fat. In fact, it's nigh on impossible unless you want to eat fruit. And fruit isn't necessarily festive specific. And who wants to watch me taste test a satsuma? So, these are stuffed dates. Now, surprisingly low in fat. In fact, only 2.7 grams per 100. This entire box, in fact, has about 5 grams of fat. Granted, the calories are like 700 and the carbohydrates is about 140. Sugars is, well, 130 of the 140 of the carbohydrates. So it's not healthy by any stretch of the imagination, but it is low in fat. Additionally, we have dates that are stuffed with either marzipan, candied orange zest, or pistachios. Now I'm going to try these in reverse order of what I think tastes best. So the marzipan will be the last one because that's my favourite of all the available flavours. And in terms of eating things in reverse order of what you think is best, if you know, you know. But before that, I'm going to try this gingerbread flavoured Pepsi Max. Limited edition. I wonder why. Now, I like Pepsi Max. I think like is a bit of an understatement. I also like gingerbread, but I can't eat it. Would the two together be something nice? Fuck nice. But I'm going to try it. Now, this has been chilling in the fridge because Pepsi is meant to be drank cold, so I'm optimising the experience. I'm going to have this first because I don't want the flavours of the dates to mute the experience. Here goes nothing. It does smell vaguely of gingerbread. Well, ginger biscuits. Same thing really, minus the barcode of soda. Or is it the egg? I can't remember. No, there's no egg in either ginger biscuits or gingerbread house, is there? I mean, gingerbread house stuff is literally just a really thick biscuit. Okay. I'm really not looking forward to this. Let's hope I'm pleasantly surprised. Well, surprisingly, somehow, it tastes neither like Pepsi nor like gingerbread. It's not offensive. It reminds me of a very, very diluted version of Schweppes ginger ale. You know, the little mixers you get. It's surprisingly bleh. It's just bland. How can a mixture of Pepsi and gingerbread be bland? I mean, if you were thirsty, it would do its job. If you wanted something cold, it would do its job. If you wanted something carbonated, it would do its job. But as a festive experience, it's a letdown. It's an absolute fucking letdown. But it is drinkable, which is actually a surprise because I thought it would be absolutely fucking horrendous. Anyway, it's surprisingly inoffensive is the best I can do. Now to the dates. If I can get into them, that is, because it's got one of those wrappers that are meant to be like, just pop the box off. Of course, had I freed it from its little sellotape prism, getting the top off would have been more easy. Easier, not more easy. Good grief. Gingerbread Pepsi rots the brain. So, medjool dates. We've got the orange zest. Now, I used to eat candied peel as a kid, but there again, as a kid, if it was sweet, I would eat it. Pistachios and marzipan. Now, there are 9 to a box, and they are surprisingly low fat. In fact, when I was doing my liver shrinkage diet, I wouldn't eat anything that was more than 3 grams of fat per 100. So these would have qualified on a technicality, not for the carbohydrates though, or the calories, because this entire box would have left me with about 100 calories for the rest of the day, and that's not a sacrifice I would have been willing to make. But anyway, let's start the candied peel. That reminds me of the puppets that were used for the Smash instant mashed potato videos back in the 80s. Well, if you like marmalade, and you like your marmalade on the thicker side, you'd like that. Unfortunately, I don't like marmalade. So let's try the pistachio. Again, Now this doesn't look like the people, the puppets from the Smash ad, but it does remind me of something, and for the life of me I cannot think of what it is. Something to do with insects though. I'm not very good at this reviewing crap, am I? It's hardly exciting. Oh, this item of food reminds me of an insect. Yummy. Anyway, here goes nothing. Well, for one, the pistachios have gone soft because of the moisture in the date. For two, that particular date would be excellent for people who like eating dates plain, because that's all you can taste. It's plain date. Date 100%. If you'd eaten an ordinary date, you would have had exactly the same experience, minus the slightly soft but hard texture in the middle. The pistachios add nothing but a different level of texture, and that's it. So far we're not doing very well, but I've left my favourite added ingredient, marzipan, to the end. So maybe third time's the charm. This reminds me of an incredibly deformed Oreo. I used to get paid to write restaurant reviews. No, seriously, I was paid to do restaurant reviews in hotels. Funny that. Okay. Initial impressions, this just tastes like a date. But then, as you continue chewing, and I hope you chew, because it's kind of necessary, the marzipan intensifies. So it starts date, ends marzipan. And that's a good thing, in my opinion, because marzipan, in my opinion, is better than dates. Although I quite like dates. In date and walnut loaf, dates in just a loaf. You know, I like them cooked in things for the most part. But anyway, definitely the best one. Definitely ended on a high note. Can't remember how much it cost. I think it was about £5. I still have 6 entire dates and 3 halves left, and I think they're going to be around for an awfully long time, because that didn't tickle me in any way, shape or form. If I was that, I might extract the marzipan from the middle of the remaining 2 marzipan ones and eat that by itself, but beyond that I do not recommend. The only low-fat festive item of snack or party food that I could find in the entirety of Tesco's. So that was a very meh review. And here we are. The reveal. Pebbles! Sweetheart! What's up, darling? You alright? Okay, sorry, distracted. Ta-da! Not only has she unveiled, but she's trimmed her hair in such a manner as to deliberately fuck it up. Okay? Now, this worked in terms of getting money and viewership during the Nada era. And also, she's fucked up her hair to a certain extent. The only option she will have is to shave it. So she's going to shave it. She wants to shave it. But she's going to try and monetize shaving it. She's going to say, should I shave it? if you pay me so-and-so, I'll shave it. Ignoring the fact that she's going to shave it. Now, is this a response to the mysterious disappearance, potentially, of Salah? Possibly. If Vale appears again, then Salah has appeared again. Simple as. It's a very good indicator of the return of Salah. However, this is a bit of a stretch, but I wouldn't put it beyond Foodie, particularly if you take into consideration what I believe is her undiagnosed. Don't pull the curtains down again, young lady. Cheeky bugger. Her oppositional defiance disorder, in my opinion. This actually could be Foodie defying God, because God didn't prevent this unfortunate series of events happening to her. This could actually be in defiance of God. If it doesn't fix things, she won't reveal, as if that matters to that particular higher being. But she is doing this to get views, to get money, because it worked before with Nada when she shaved her head. Well, she cut her hair and then shaved her head. And she's hoping she can monetize this in addition. And in fact, you know what? I'm going to leave that here. That's all you need to know. She did this. And then people spoke about it for a bit. And then things continued as normal. So I'm off for now. I have to go out. And I will upload this. Thank you, everybody. Fugglers will be announced over the weekend, I promise.